You're watching CES Live, powered by Ustream.tv, the most powerful way to stream live video, and by NewTek, makers of the TriCaster family of broadcast and streaming systems. And now, CES Live.
Hey guys, welcome back to our continuing coverage here at CES 2014. We're in Las Vegas.
We are.
I'm John P.
And I'm Derek Kessler.
Are you excited?
I'm doing all right. Are you excited?
I am excited.
Okay, yeah, I'm actually kind of pumped.
I don't even try and contain it. I have a good time here.
Yeah.
And what could be better than having all these awesome guests just come to us with gadgets?
I love it.
And Radar in the chat room said, that is a whole lot of black rectangles the next guest has atop the table. The next guest, of course, being Jeff Gordon from HTC.
Hello.
Hey,
Thanks
Jeff.
for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
I'm glad to
That's
have
a
you
lot of black rectangles.
It is a lot of black rectangles. HTC has been busy. However, it might not seem as busy and complex in the real world where you live as it would indicate on this table. So what I've decided to bring here today is a whole slew of devices that HTC has come out with over the past year. We're obviously always working on new and amazing new products, and this past year has been just phenomenal for us with our HTC One line at the high end and the Desire line at the mid-range. So that's what I'm showing off here, is basically all the best that we've created over the past year.
Well, we've got a close-up cam. Do you want to show us stuff? What do you want to work it?
I can work it.
Let's that's about as much room as we've got there, but we can pull them into it. So give us the rundown on all the lineup.
Sure, definitely. So why don't we start up here at the top, because I have the HTC One, which we released with an announcement in February of last year. It came out in various times around the world between March and April of 2013. And hands down, it's the best performing device that HTC has ever had. In fact, I think you actually carry one in your pocket,
I carry one of
right?
my own, yeah. I love it.
Awesome. And another one on the staff here. So I love to see
It
it.
is a great
People are really happy with the HTC One.
You can be the hand model.
The build quality for the One is unlike anything that HTC has ever done. The overall design, the software enhancements that we've made with Sense 5 on top of the latest version of Android, all of it is basically the best that we can possibly put into a smartphone.
One thing I'd like to say about this is the back has a slight curvature to it. It's just kind of a sexy little curve.
And
they
it feels
put on the back.
amazing in the hand.
Yeah, we worked really hard. Our design team, which is led by Scott Croyle at our design team in San Francisco, he and his team just spent literally months and months working on the most premium, jewelry-like design that they could possibly put in the palm of your hand, and I think that they really succeeded in that. And as you look at these other colors, we're now showing the blue version, which is available at Best Buy in the US, and a similar shade of blue is also available in a global version worldwide. I mean, just an absolutely stunning looking blue.
It really jumps out.
Yeah, with that aluminum unibody, the gapless design in the back and so forth. I mean, it just feels really premium in the hand, and that's something that HTC has made the hallmark of our products, and also something that you're going to continue to see with our devices in 2014, without question. The next device that we have here, continuing with the HTC One, is the red version, which is also available in the US and globally. And this is probably my favorite version of the HTC One because it is just dead sexy in the red aluminum. Basically the same internals as the other HTC Ones, so just to recap that, and I know probably most of your viewers are pretty well familiar with at this point.
Remind us.
But Snapdragon 600 processor, quad-core running at 1.7 gigahertz. It's a 1080p display, incredibly high pixels per inch. I mean, vivid display, crisp and beautiful, unlike really anything else on the market.
And the audio?
Audio is boom sound, which I know when we first came out with boom sound, people said, oh my gosh, what a sort of funny marketing term. But when you listen to the HTC One in action, yeah, it'll knock your socks off. In fact, I use my HTC One as my alarm clock in the morning, and let's just say there have been some discussions with my wife over that fact.
You can't sleep through that.
Yeah,
now,
this is true.
Now tell me about the camera on this.
So the camera in the back is something really unique that we've done for this year. It's called an ultra pixel camera. And what we've done here is we realized that the megapixel myth it's just that. It's a myth that people are caught up into. Owners of digital SLRs have known about the megapixel myth for years, and yet people who just use their phones as their camera typically don't know it as
They
much.
just think more pixels is better, and more of anything is better, right?
Exactly, yeah. So what HTC decided is, you know what, we're going to try to break through that megapixel myth. It's going to require a lot of education in the market, but we're going to come out with a camera that we call the ultra pixel camera, which is 4 ultra pixels, but the pixels are actually much, much larger in size. They're 2 microns in size, so they let in just a ton more light than your average camera, giving you spectacular low light photography.
Gets rid of all that noise and graininess.
Exactly, yeah. Taking photos, at night or out at the bar or lounge where you're hanging out with your friends or whatever, you get much better pictures, and also obviously great pictures during the daytime as well. And then in addition to the ultra pixel part of the camera, the hardware part of the camera, we also made some enhancements to the software side where you can do things like take Zoe's, which is essentially an animated picture. And it's not a video, it's an animated picture that's about 3 seconds long or so. And the Zoe's, you can create sort of really compelling stories with your pictures instead of just taking your average ordinary JPEG that's still. And in the latest version of Sense, you can even make animated GIFs out of that as well, so people have a lot of fun with that.
So you're not just working on the hardware front, you're also working on the software side too.
Absolutely, yeah.
Software makes all the difference.
Yep.
Sense 5 and the HTC One really moved us forward on the software front. Sense 5.5, which we're now rolling out to the One and the One Max worldwide, that is taking it even further. So continuing to enhance that user experience, because we believe that's ultimately what it's all about, is how does the consumer interface with the phone in their hand as opposed to just the speeds and feeds, which in this day and age, everybody's got the fastest processor and the most RAM they can
At
fit
some
in there.
point, it's fast enough. Now let's figure out how do we make it even usable.
What do we do with all that tech?
Exactly.
So run us through the rest of the lineup real quick.
So just real quick, I wanted to show before we leave the HTC One, this is the HTC One Gold, which is not available in the United States. It's only available in a few select markets around Europe and Asia. In Europe, for example, it's in the UK and the Nordics, and so this is very rare, very new. It is not the 24. Now, I should be clear. This is not the 24-karat gold HTC One that we were just giving away as a prize for a contest that we were running in Times Square in New York City. This is one that you can actually buy in stores, but in my personal opinion, this looks even better than the 24-karat gold one because it's a little bit more of a toned-down champagne gold. So it's pretty hot.
It's restrained but classy.
Exactly.
Although I doubt you could get the guy who wins the 24-karat gold one to trade it in for this one, but
this
he
is
could buy
true.
several of these.
Yeah.
Exactly. So moving through our lineup here, next I'll show the next 2 iterations on our One flagship line. On the right here, on your left, we have the HTC One Mini, which we released last summer. And then over here we have the HTC One Max, which we released in October. Both of those are available in the US as well as around the world. The Max is gigantic. And it actually looks a little bit even bigger right now because I've got it in the HTC Flip Power case, which adds in an extra 1,150 milliamps of battery life.
Nice.
It doesn't feel all that
battery.
thick with that case on there.
Yeah, I think it still feels pretty good in the
for
pocket.
how
It does take a big pocket.
Let's compare the size. This is a Note. So
God, that's massive.
it's even bigger.
A little bit bigger.
I like
we do
it.
have the boom sound speakers at the top and bottom
That's
flanking
right.
the screen, so that does add to some of the
the
width.
physical size, right?
Exactly.
But the screen is still
the screen
a little bit
itself
larger,
is 5.9 inches at HD, so 1080p screen. And basically has pretty much all of the same specs as the original HTC One, but in a larger body for those customers who want to have the biggest possible screen, the most cinematic experience in the phone, and really, just a stunning device to use. Certainly an easy device to type on with a big keyboard.
Well, and what's nice about these, and is that when you get it big enough, you don't have to carry a tablet and a phone,
Right.
because you've got enough. You can still make phone calls with this, but you've got enough screen real estate that if you need to log onto a web interface and type some stuff, you can. Or if you want to watch a movie, it's a good experience. Things like
It'd be a
that.
great experience for movie on this.
Absolutely, and actually, as an e-reader, I think it's a great experience.
Exactly.
I've long used the HTC Flyer, one of our early tablets that we released, as my e-reader. I refuse to give up that device. I'm sure many of your viewers remember that from a couple years ago. But finally, this gave me a similar type of experience with the big 5.9-inch screen.
So did you switch? Is this your primary? Do you happen? Which one do you use?
I use an HTC One and a One Max
Okay.
virtually every single day.
So I have a question.
Sure.
What's this?
So we have a fingerprint reader on the back of the device.
Okay.
And basically, we wanted, because of the size of the device and the fact that it might be a little bit more difficult to type in your password or your PIN number in order to get in the device, especially with one hand, we wanted to make it as easy as possible for you to access your information. So with the fingerprint reader on the back, you can program it to read 3 of your fingers, and you can just swipe one of those fingers real fast, get right into the phone.
So you swipe over it like that?
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly. And you can also set it up to go straight into a particular application, like the camera app if you wanted to, or to go to
Nice.
the Twitter app if you wanted to.
Launch
Nice.
something automatically.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I would love to go through all of the others. We're running a little bit late, but
Sure. Yeah. I brought some of the desires that are available elsewhere around the world. So your viewers can check those out online at htc.com. They're more of our mid-range phones, so maybe not quite as sexy as the HTC One line, but still some pretty cool design as well.
and you can go check it out on AndroidCentral.com, I'm sure.
Absolutely, we got them
And-
all.
Oh, definitely.
all about
Phil and his team over there do a great job, and they have all these devices on there without question.
Excellent. Well, thanks, Jeff. We appreciate you coming by to check out all the new sexy HTC items.
Thank you very much for having me, and expect some pretty amazing things from HTC in 2014 coming
Excellent.
soon.
We
Looking
do.
forward to it.
All right.
All right, guys. Stay tuned. We've got even more live continuing coverage here at CES. We'll be right back with more after this.